Award-winning director Ava DuVernay is turning her powerful productions into a resource for classrooms and independent study. Today, Ava DuVernay is launching a new initiative called Array 101. Array is the name of her company. It will offer free learning guides for students and really anyone interested in social justice, she says, to accompany TV and film productions. The first one is for her miniseries When They See Us, released almost 1 year ago this week. It documents the wrongful conviction of the exonerated five. Only on CBS This Morning, DuVernay told us her goal is to inspire a deeper conversation.
And you start to think you did a good job. And then one night, you look away.
Director Ava DuVernay is a visionary behind the critically acclaimed series When They See Us, a 4-part drama about the 5 black boys wrongfully convicted of a Central Park rape in 1989. She says the emotional response led her team to develop a new project.
So many people came up to me and I cried. I couldn't finish it. You know, they felt very deeply about it, but I think what I failed to do and what many of us in Hollywood fail to do is connect the dots between the thing you make and the people who are watching, particularly young people.
To bridge that intersection between film and social justice, DuVernay's production company Array partnered with Participant Media to create what she calls a learning companion for When They See Us. She hopes these resources will empower youth and inspire action.
What I found is to have people sign a petition or everyone go to this protest, everyone may not be interested in taking action in that way. There's a whole array, no pun intended, of options that we, suggest and really invite people to go further.
And now, Ava, we have another story from Central Park.
Yes.
Where a white woman is falsely accusing a black man.
Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Where do we begin to process, Ava, when calls for help, and I'm using help in finger quotes, in this particular case, are really being used as weapons against people of color?
We have to look to history. We're not the first to be in this situation. And I think the idea that we are helpless is just an idea that I don't accept. I think we can continue to be learning how to combat these things. In this social media age, we react to it, we're upset about it for a day, we tweet, we post, and then we kind of move on. And that organizing principle, that deeply ingrained mission to change is what I hope we can get to.
The viral video in question shows a white woman in a racially charged confrontation with a black man in Central Park. He was birdwatching at the time when she called police and made a false accusation against him, specifically mentioning his race.
At the minute I saw it, I knew it was going to happen before it even happened.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, she says, I'm going to say an African-American man is doing this. You, as a student of history, have context for exactly what's going to happen next. When the police come, they will historically, and there's overwhelming precedent that they will believe her on site and not him. His background will be interrogated and investigated. This case, he was a Harvard graduate who was president of the bird watching club, and a prominent figure, but he shouldn't have had to be that for him to have the benefit of the doubt.
So what action can white people who see themselves as allies, what can they do?
I really feel strongly that that's not a question that people who are not white should answer. We take on the emotional labor of racism, and it is not our job to explain to white folk how to fix their broken selves in this context, right? Because there's a brokenness there that says that I am better, that I will be believed, right? That's what this woman grew up with. The privilege of being believed, the privilege of the presumption of innocence. There are many educated Caucasian folk who are talking to each other about it. They need to continue to do that so that we can save our energy for survival and thriving.
I did have a conversation with Will, who had on this black mask. We're all supposed to wear masks.
Yeah.
I said, Will, you shouldn't walk around with a black mask. Where is your orange bandana? And he goes, why should it matter the color of the bandana that I'm wearing? I think it does matter.
I saw my brother Nicholas the other day. He was jogging and going to be jogging in this neighborhood. He had a black mask and a black hoodie. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And you know where we live, you know what that means.
The New York Times had a very powerful front page the other day where they listed 1,000 names. What is the impact that coronavirus has had on the film industry and maybe even on you personally?
Yes, well, I've lost a crew member on the project that I was just working on. No one was there when he passed away. And so the grappling with the not being there, I think, is the toughest part with the folks that I have lost, because so many of us are such a be there kind of person.
Yeah.
And
you are one of those be there kind of people. You look in the mirror. Hello, mirror.
yeah, so to not be able to do that, you feel so unmoored, so unanchored.
Yeah.
That your grief just sits right on top and it's nowhere for it to go.
What's your game plan moving forward for your business, Ava?
Yeah, it's a Black woman-owned business. I say it's not a mom and pop; it's just a mom. and
Mom.
yeah, that's me. We're working hard, programming virtually, learning new ways to program.
I know we're all trying to figure out ways to adapt. You're doing something different for When They See Us coming up.
Yes, we're going to go ahead and watch the first episode of When They See Us together on the 1-year anniversary, which is this Sunday, May 31st.
I can't think of a better way to watch it than with you. Thanks, Ava. Thank you.
Thanks, Gayle.
I'll be watching with you, Ava DuVernay. Listen, needless to say, Anthony, Ava's very, very ready and interested and excited to get back to work. What is she waiting for? She's waiting for the okay from the governor and the mayor of Los Angeles. And once they give the okay to go back to work, she said, I'm going to wait 2 more weeks after that to make sure that it's really okay. She has a lot of projects that she's working on and clearly has a lot to say.
Yeah, I loved When They See Us, Gayle. It was such a powerful show. And I love this idea of hers of, as she put it, connecting the dots between the program and viewers' responses to it, because a lot of people don't know what to do and how to sort of to follow whatever their gut reaction is to something. That's an important thing to do, I think. Tony?
Yeah, I think you're right, Anthony. And the thing that jumped out to me is her invitation to people to go further, to look deeper. Every day on this program, we're engaged in the day's events. We're on deadline. There's a reason they call journalism the first draft of history. In her position, she can delve more deeply over longer-term periods. And I think any opportunity, any invitation at this moment for deeper reflection is a welcome one, Gayle.
Especially in the middle of the George Floyd case. A lot of people don't know what to say or what to do or how to react. My favorite daughter said, a white colleague said, is it okay to ask my Black friends how they're doing? Kirby said, well, it should be deeper than that. You should understand they're not doing okay. There is a bigger conversation to be had here, and there is lots more to follow.